Boom! Welcome back to the Blood Clot channel. In today's video, I shall be replacing my air compressor discharge hose on this 2019 Kenworth T680 MX13 EP17. Stay tuned. So, in case you're wondering why I'm replacing my air compressor discharge hose on this semi-truck, is some time ago in West Virginia on I-68, something like that, I-64. I was driving up a mountain to make a delivery, and I hear a gushing sound of air escaping, and then I started to lose all my air brakes, and also my clutch pedal got really tough, and you can physically see the air gauge went down to zero. So I stopped and I did some investigation, and I found out that my air compressor hose was blown out. So I'm just gonna give you a few things that you can look for to know if it is bad. If you guys can listen closely, you can literally hear the hose leaking. Also, you can use soapy water, which I always have on me. It's the quickest way to find an air leak, and I'm not sure if the camera will show it, but if I spray it on the hose itself, you can see it bubbling. I'm not sure if it's, you can see right there, it's bubbling. So you're losing air. But in my case, when it happened in West Virginia, it completely tore off, and I took it off and got it band-aid, so to say, and I went and ordered a replacement hose itself, because how I did it, it wasn't holding up, it was still leaking. It was just a remedy to get me home and off the road. So it's right here. For this replacement, these are some of the things that you will need. This is the air discharge hose. That is the code you would need, and also you can give them your VIN number, because these hoses come in different lengths. So that is just a reference. Also, you're going to need a 13mm socket, a 10mm. You're going to need some zip tie cutter. You're going to need two big adjustable wrench, and you can substitute with a vice grip. This is the ratchet handle, and you're going to need a lay down board and maybe some lights, because underneath the truck you're going to cut the zip ties off the entire length of how they run this hose. So you're going to need some light because it will get dark. So those are just some of the stuff you'll need. Let's get at it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is remove this air box. You have to take off this, I think it's called like intake, ear intake. It uses a 10mm, so you have to take this off. Then the air box use 6 13mm bolts. So let's do that. After you remove that, the airbox uses 613 mil. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 on the other side to get it off. So now that the airbox is off, you have all the space. You can reach over and use a combination of the big spanner, or you can use one spanner plus a wrench to unbolt it from right here. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to slide under the truck to unclip all the zip ties and also unbolt it from the air dryer. Some of you guys ask me how I go underneath the truck. This is how. I have a lay down board on the driver's side, then I just slide underneath. So let's show you guys. So you can see on the driver's side, I'm at home and I have this concrete pad where I park, so it's kind of easy for me to slide. So if you can look, so you want to unbolt this right here. This is the line that I made. This is not the original, but this is the ends that I had to get right here. This big adjustable wrench. Yes. Just use a wrench. Just unhook it like so. Yeah, so here it is, guys. This is what I had to do. They made a hose temporarily, but now I have the original hose. I'm gonna just replace it. So the next thing you want to do is slide along the entire length of it. As you can see, I can show an example. It is all held in by zip ties, so that's what you want to do. Go ahead, slide along and cut all the zip ties. As I said previously, I took it off, so I didn't put a lot of zip ties on it because I knew I was going to replace it with the original, so there's not a lot on it. But the first time I took it off, there was like maybe 20 or so zip ties, and yeah, just run along it and cut all the zip ties, and then when you do, you should just pull it out. See, I'm just cutting zip ties right now. Just cutting zip ties, and you had already unbolted it from up top. So all you should do is just pull it out right now. So one more zip tie right here. So this is what I had to get done to get home. As you can see right here. So what I'm going to do next is just take this shield off, put it on the new one, and then reinstall. Yeah, so that's how you uninstall it. To install it is quite the opposite. You just unscrew it, like run the entire length, then you screw it in, and then you zip tie it. So let's do that. So here we are, guys. This is the one I had them made on the road. This is the one that I purchased from Paccar. I already have the shield or loom cover on it, and this is the extra one that I'm going to keep in the truck. It's like $190, $160 depending on where I purchase it. So I'm just going to keep an extra in the truck in case it happens. I'm going to leave this one home, or maybe keep it in the truck for parts. So what I'm going to do next is run this along the entire length before I zip tie it and install it. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna just put it in place first. truck. Goes along here all the way up here. It's around here. Here. Yeah, so yeah, I just run it along where it's gonna get installed first, then I'm going to install and then zip tie. Stay tuned. As you can see, guys, it's all reinstalled. I didn't film it because it's kind of straightforward. You just route the hose front to back, then you can bolt right here in. I had a little Teflon tape on both ends and routed it up all the way back, zip tied it in and bolt it. As I said, it's just do the opposite of how you took it off, and yeah, it's a fairly simple replacement. It's not that hard. Already installed box, 6 bolts, 2 right here, and 4 right here. As you can see, new hoses in, and so that is the end of the install, guys. So if you have found anything useful or valuable from this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. So until then, just keep trucking. Peace.